Hi, welcome back to Your Future, Your Finances. We're talking again with Paul Berry regarding financial literacy, his radio program, as well as his distinguished long-time career in the D.C. area. So welcome back, Paul.
Thank you. Nice to be with you.
So over your career on TV and otherwise, what was your most memorable interview?
It's easy, Brian. It was a couple of weeks ago. You were
yeah, right.
Thank
you very much for your kindness. That was a great time coming on the show.
It was great. Yeah, it is so difficult to make that, to tell you that, because I've done so many different things, different people that I never thought I would ever meet. But I suppose Nelson Mandela stands out in my mind as one that meant a lot to me and to him. But I mean, sometimes there was a little lady who lived over on Northeast D.C. and she didn't want to stop driving. And she was very angry at the world because they were taking, and she couldn't pass the test. So I went with her to the license place, and we worked with her, and we brought in trainers, and she passed the test.
Fantastic.
She passed the test, but the experience with living that, the frustration with her, was wonderful to share that with the audience. That was important to me. That she's a nobody, quote unquote, but she is everybody to so many people. So I'm sure once we finish, I'll say, I should have said so and so. But over 40 some odd years, I've had the pleasure of really meeting some phenomenal people, just phenomenal people. And so it's hard for me to distinguish one. They kind of just blend together, and I'll think of something that happened. I'll say, oh, God, I remember that. Or how bad I was when I did this. Oh, geez.
Should write a book.
You know what? I don't think I've ever met anyone that's thinking or talking to me who hasn't said that. And you're absolutely right. The reason I haven't written a book yet is I'm not prepared to be that honest on paper.
Yeah, that's tough to do.
Yeah, it is. And I'm just not. Now I can do. I think my kids are grown. I can be. And I don't want to write a book unless I can be honest about how I felt about things or what I said or who I said it to. So I'm migrating into that field.
Yep. On this show, what we try to do is personal finance topics, but also career development topics. So if somebody's watching this who's in the journalism industry and they're starting out or closer to the beginning of their career, what would you say to them, given all the changes with internet and everything?
I would say make sure determine right away what you think it is that you want to do. People talk about I want to be journalism. Well, that's a broad field. And then I'll say to them, I'll try to narrow them down. What is it that you really want to do? Well, I think I'd like to be maybe a reporter, or maybe I said, no. What is it really? You haven't gotten. Well, I want to be anchor. Okay. Well, why don't you say that? Well, I'm so far removed. I said, no, you're not. What makes you removed from being what you really want to be is your willingness and your courage to admit it. Say what it is you want to do, and then work toward that. If along the way you find that there's something else that happens in your life that is more important that you really want to move to, so be it. It's okay. But I think honesty...
You might have to do other things besides an anchor first.
Absolutely. But know what it is where you want to go. Know what your destination is. I say that to young people. And then once you do, look and see what the road's filled with. What are you going to run into? Are you prepared to handle those things? And the only way you can do that is by being honest with what you really want to do, where you really want to be. And I think when you do that, you cut out a lot of the missteps and going down the wrong roads. Okay, and finding out that you're doing stuff that doesn't help you because it really isn't in the bottom, in your heart, what you want to do.
Yeah. We have an election coming up. No need to get into the candidates or anything, but just the coverage of it. What do you think of it nowadays and how it works?
I'm so disappointed.
You've covered some elections over your years.
I'm so very disappointed. Is that we're letting people get away with things that a few years ago, and say things that we would never allow to happen. The journalists, male, female, there was a better standard. You can't let people say and do things in front of you and then not question them about it or find out. One candidate says, this candidate does so-and-so. Do you have proof of that? As a reporter, I represent you out there. That's my job. You've just said something. Do you have proof of it? And if not, why do you say that? I mean, that's so simple, but it's so necessary.
Yeah.
Once you hold people's, you make people, as a reporter, my job is not to tell you what to think, but rather to tell you what to think about. And I just like to see our repertorial staff at every level be more dynamic about the good candidate of good journalism.
Any sites or reporters you think doing a good job? A good example of that?
Yeah, I could name some, and then I'd leave others out that said, "What about me?" After but yeah, I think. Listen, I'm still convinced that the networks still do a great job in terms of their daily news. That includes CNN. That includes Fox. There are people at all of these stations, at these facilities, that are true journalists, that are good journalists. So we can't. It's not that everybody's not doing the job. It's unfortunate that too many are not doing the job, and that overshadows the ones that are doing a more than capable job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to wrap up, but if somebody wants to catch your radio show, how can they hear
They can
about
listen to HFF, Home and Family Finance Radio, is on every Sunday at 3 o'clock on 1260 WWRC. And then my second show, which is Streetwise, which is about real estate, is on that same station at 11 o'clock.
Fantastic.
On Sundays. So I'm on twice on Sundays.
And then hffradio.com, is that right?
If you want no more information, go to hffradio.com.
Yep.
And I'm always available there. Okay, or you can reach me on my website, pb@paulberry.com.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
We've been talking with Paul Berry, longtime DC reporter and journalist. Great to have you on the show. We'll be right back. We're going to take a break.